Yeah, can we start?
Yes.
You should color, no?
Host attendees in Google Chrome row 1 column. Speech forward column 3. Speech forward. Is it disturbing, this voice?
Meeting call to order by President.
Yeah, it's on YouTube live. You can start.
Okay, fine. Good evening, everybody. Welcome all of you to CLAP session 4, series 4 and third speaker session of this edition. So we have with us the past president of Rotary Bangalore Abilities and one of my best friend, Anandhi Viswanathan, madam. And hearty welcome, Anandhi, to the session. And she will be speaking and addressing about personal branding. And we would like to hear more about you. And I welcome all the students who are assembled here online. And I also welcome all our Rotary Bangalore Abilities members, directors, our president, Chandana, and everybody. And I also welcome everybody who watches YouTube live. And we hope we'll enjoy this session and learn a lot from Anandhi. Over to you, Chandana.
Thank you, Arvind sir and Nagaraj sir, and I welcome all of you. And I welcome ma'am too. Nice being here after a long time. Nice to meet you, ma'am. And I would like to request Justin sir to give a brief introduction, and then we can go forward.
Anandhi's introduction is over, right? I just lost my connection for a while.
No, you should introduce Justin.
Okay. Okay, so Anandhi was a member of our Rotary Club. She was the third president of our club. In her earlier work, she was in a public relations position, and she has been active in Retina India, and she's also expert in Reiki, that is alternative medicine. So she is also enthusiastic about drama. She takes part in theater for the differently abled, and she brings a vast experience. She runs her own shop of groceries. She has 2 of them. So as you can see, she has a multifaceted personality, and today she's going to talk to us about building our personal brand. Every product has a brand, but can we apply the same to ourselves is the question we are going to get the answer to. Over to Anandhi.
Thank you, Justin. So before we begin, just tell me, is this disturbing? This sound, is it disturbing? Blank. What is a brand?
No, don't worry.
No, no? Okay, fine. Then it's all right. So hello, everybody. So thank you for that warm introduction, Justin, and also thank you for the wonderful welcome that I got here. Since we all are students here, college students and fresh graduates, so I'm going to start from the beginning as to what is a brand, and we'll go from there, and we'll see how much we can apply it to ourselves. So these are the questions that we usually go with, when we say personal. Before we say how to build your personal brand, there are some questions like basically like what is a brand, what is a personal brand, how is it different, and how do we create it for ourselves? Okay, so before we go to looking at what is a brand, okay, I'll take you through a tiny quiz, okay, and let's see how what we come up with. So I would request you to unmute yourself and answer, okay, when I ask you. So now I'm going to throw some names at you, okay, and when you hear the names, you just unmute and say what it means to you. What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear this name? Ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Okay.
And moreover, what is personal? Before we answer these questions, who among you likes quizzes? Tell me when I name T. Dettol.
So the first word is Dettol.
Cleanliness.
Injury.
Clean all the germs.
Right. Cleanliness, and then
Germs.
Germs. Protection from germs.
Germ protection.
Hygiene.
Okay. Anything
Bossy
else?
Kumar has joined the meeting alert.
Hygiene.
Hygiene. Okay. Any other thoughts?
Soap.
Okay.
Lost.
Dettol soap.
Yeah. Dettol soap. Yes. Okay. The next word. Kellogg's.
Energy booster.
Okay.
Nutritious breakfast.
Nutritious breakfast. Okay.
Instant breakfast.
Instant breakfast. Okay.
Kids love it.
Kids love it. All right. I'll give the next word now.
RCB.
Royal Challengers Bangalore.
ABD.
I'm sorry.
ABD.
ABD. Virat Kohli.
Hello, Anandhi. This is Priya.
Cricket.
Hi, Priya. Sorry, what is that?
IPL.
IPL, cricket, yes.
Virat Kohli.
Ma'am, Dhoni ma'am.
I'm sorry?
Only he is saying.
Dhoni.
MS
All right. So that's what comes to your mind when you say Royal Challengers Bangalore. Now, Maggie.
Yeah, again
2
instant.
minutes instant. 2 minutes.
Okay.
instant noodles.
Noodles,
Instant food.
instant.
Bad for health. Junk food.
Junk food. Anything else?
Kids says yummy.
Yeah, kids say it's yummy. What do the parents say, but?
Parents say bye bye.
Ha, okay. Cool. And anything else?
Prepare early.
Okay. Okay. And the last word to end this first section of the quiz is Apple.
Brand.
Yeah, brand. Yes.
Status.
Okay.
Mhm.
My iPhone.
iPhone. Yes.
iPhone.
iPhone. Cool. So when I say these names, okay, you're immediately able to associate it with a product. Okay.
You are co-host now alert.
All these are called brand names. Okay. And brand names are the names given to a product by the company. It is particular company, particular product, and that is known by that name. And that's what a brand essentially means. It means it's a name, and it immediately you connect it to product. Okay. Now we'll do this ulta now. Okay, what we did was I gave you the name and you gave me what it means. Now I'm going to give you what is a recall. Okay, what is something that you would remember? Okay, an item that you remember, and let's see what is the brand name you associate with that item. Okay.
Okay.
Blank. Now let's blank. Moon landing. Laptop computer.
Let's say laptop computer,
Windows or Mac.
Windows or Mac, and
HP.
Dell, HP,
Lenovo.
Lenovo. Okay.
Sportswear.
Sportswear,
Major.
Adidas.
Adidas, Amazon, and
Decathlon.
okay,
Nike.
Decathlon.
Reebok.
Nike, Reebok. Very good. Yeah.
Mobile network.
Mobile network.
Geo.
Jio.
Hathway.
Video Airtel.
Okay, cool.
BSNL.
BSNL, very good.
Airtel 5G.
Okay, good.
Pizza.
Pizza,
Domino's.
Domino's.
Domino's,
Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut. Okay, and finally the last one, moon landing.
Pragna. Rao.
Neil Armstrong.
Neil Armstrong, good. Somebody's voice is cracking.
Chandrayaan 3.
Yeah, Chandrayaan 3.
Chandrayaan 5.
Chandrayaan. Somebody said Neil Armstrong also. And Anything else?
Vikram.
Vikram. Okay. So this is what is when you say brand. Okay. Initially we looked at the brand names. Okay. And the recall was the product. Okay. But here I'm telling you what might be the product. Okay. And you are giving me the names. Okay. So this is called reputation. Okay. So basically branding is about reputation. Okay. It is what is the first thing that comes to mind. Okay. When a particular thing is told, a particular word is mentioned, what is the first thing that comes to someone's mind? Okay. And that's your reputation. So when you say branding, it's all about building a reputation. It's about reputation and about building your reputation, about managing your reputation. Okay. Now we'll do this. Before we go to personal branding, I'm again going to throw names at you. And let me see again.
Now let us see what qualities come.
What qualities come to your mind? When I say this person, what comes to your mind about this person? Okay. Abdul Kalam.
Scientist.
Simplicity.
Simplicity.
Ma'am,
Scientist.
President of India, ma'am.
Yes, President of India.
Great leader.
Great leader.
Inspiration.
I'm sorry?
Missile man.
Inspiration. Anandhi, inspiration.
Inspiration. Yes, thank you. So okay. The next name.
MS Dhoni.
Now comes MS Dhoni.
I'm cricket player.
Yes,
Indian
cricket
captain.
Good captain.
Good captain.
Good keeper.
Good keeper.
Good leadership.
Good leadership. Okay, the next person.
Anandhi has joined the meeting. Rani of Jhansi.
Rani of Jhansi.
First woman freedom fighter in India.
Warrior.
Okay. Freedom fighter. Then
Bold lady.
bold lady.
Arun Mahanandi has left the meeting alone.
Okay.
Fighting spirit.
Fighting spirit.
A.R. Rahman.
Okay. The next name. A.R. Rahman.
Musician.
Music. Oscar.
Oscar. Music. Yes. And the last name is Jayalalitha.
Jayalalitha.
Braveness.
Iron lady.
Sorry.
Iron lady.
Iron lady. Yes.
Braveness.
Did somebody say young
Braveness.
lady?
No.
No. Okay.
Anandhi, braveness.
Braveness. Yes.
Page 2 blank. Blank. Branding is the reputation of.
So I'll tell you what is the difference between, so this is where we come to the difference between branding of a product and personal branding. Okay. So branding of a product is about the reputation of the product. Okay. What it is known for, what is the first recall it gives. Okay. But when you name the people, you're no longer naming, for example, if when I said Dhoni, you could have said, somebody could have said Chennai Super Kings. Okay. But we don't connect Dhoni only with Chennai Super Kings. Okay. Or we could have said, something for Abdul Kalam. We could have said, we could have just connected it with one thing. But all of us could connect them with leadership, with bravery, with courage, with strength. Okay. So when it comes to personal branding, we are no longer looking only at reputation. We are looking at the identity. Okay. And how this is different is because reputation is something that other people perceive about you. Okay. In many cases, you don't have control over what people think about you. Okay. Because everyone is looking at you with their own observation. Okay. What they see in you is what they think about you. So that is reputation. Okay. And we don't have much control on what is the reputation. Okay. We have, but not much. But when you say personal branding, okay, this is something that you can take active control of. This is something that you can build about yourself. Okay. So when you build your personal brand, it is what the image or identity that you create that people want to see about you. Okay. So, I'll give you an example. I'll give you some examples of reputation. Like if you want to understand what is your reputation right now, you can speak, just ask a few friends, what do you think about me, or what do other people think about me? Okay. And some of the answers that you get will even surprise you, because you might not know that you have that particular characteristic. For example, someone might say, you are a, you always have good intentions, but unknowingly you end up telling lots of lies. Okay. And that's not something that we might be aware of. Okay. Or someone might say, you have good ideas, great ideas, but most of the time you're late. In many cases, we don't have control over what people think about us. Okay. But when you build your image, and when it comes to building your personal brand, this is a meticulous effort that we put on ourselves, by ourselves, to create an image about ourselves, which we want people to be known by. Okay. Now see these names that I'm going to give you. Okay. And you tell me, when you hear these names, what is it that you think about this person? Okay. So the first person is Ratan Tata.
Tata chairman.
Anybody? Ratan Tata?
First private flight service in India.
I'm sorry, first?
Private flight service in India.
Okay, that was not Ratan Tata, that's J.R.D. Tata. I'm talking about Ratan
Industrialist.
Tata. Industrialist, yes.
Great businessman of India.
Great businessman of India, yes.
Highly reputed man.
Yes.
Was it a concept of nano giving and the nano car?
Yes.
Serving India
He's a
almost
good human.
90% of his income.
Yes. Now the next person is Sudha Murthy.
Infosys founder.
Infosys.
One of
Yes.
the founder of Infosys.
Yeah.
A lady of principles.
Yes, lady of principles.
Good writer.
Good writer, very good, yes.
Motivational speaker.
Motivational speaker.
More importantly, the identity. Let us look at the different.
Britain PM's aunt.
Yes.
Good social service, sir.
Good social service, yes.
Different things about you.
Okay, I'll move to the next name now. Okay. The next name is S. Jaishankar.
External Affairs Minister.
External Affairs Minister, yes.
Shah Rukh Khan.
Diplomatist.
Diplomat. Strong leader. All right. And the last name over here is Shah Rukh Khan.
Ma'am, he is a film actor, ma'am.
Yes. Everybody knows Shah Rukh Khan. So tell me about him now.
Devdas.
Devdas, yes.
Pathan.
Pathan, okay. Not seeing the latest movies, I think.
Jawan.
Yeah.
Donkey.
What is that?
Donkey is his upcoming movie on December.
Oh, okay. See?
That is already hit because the Jio got all the rights that broadcasting.
Oh, nice. See, so much details you have about Shah Rukh Khan. Good, I'll ask you more. I'm a great fan of Shah Rukh Khan's.
Siddharthi. S. Jaishankar. Blank.
Okay, so see, when you talk of these people, like you will see one thing is that you have a great perception about their, their great leaders, but you're not just thinking about their industry. Okay, when we say Ratan Tata, of course we know that he's an industrialist, but he's not just an industrialist. Okay, he is a great leader. He's a philanthropist. Okay, he supports good causes. He's very patriotic. He stands up for the country. Okay, so these are not things that these are Now this is what you call as somebody's identity or an image, okay, that image that the person has, okay. When you look at Sudhamurti, immediately you said a lady of high principles, high values. She's a public speaker, she's an educator, she writes, okay. So these things, okay, these are the images which they have created for themselves, not faking it, okay, but really working towards it by standing up for it, okay. It's not one day's work, okay. What they have done is, it's a lifetime's work to build this personal brand about themselves. This is their personal brand. What you know about somebody when you hear their name, what is the qualities you associate with somebody when you hear their name, okay. When you hear the name, immediately you know, oh, this person, okay. And what is the quality that you associate? That is the personal branding that the person has created. And this is not an overnight work, okay. It takes a lot of time. It's a work of years, okay. And it is done with sincerity, with integrity, with having the right values, with following the values, being strong, having a vision, and having the courage to follow the vision. So these things, these are the things which help you in building your personal brand. But coming to us right now, sitting here, we are young students, okay. And at this stage, when you're studying, when you're still studying, when you're just freshly out of college, okay, this is probably not the time for you to already think or expect that you should have a brand, okay. This is when you're going to begin building your brand, okay. So right now, we're not going to concern ourselves with, how we are going to follow it, what are the right values, what values should I have, what should I follow, what vision should I have. These things will come, okay. It's a lifetime's work, okay. And it takes time, it takes experience, it takes it takes experience and time and effort, okay. So since we are already, but right now, since we are where we are, let's look at how we can make a small beginning in building your brand, okay. And when you come to that point, it's more about what is a brand, what's your personal brand, is what people remember you by, okay. So how can you make your friends remember you? How can you be a memorable person, okay? When your friends think of you, how do they immediately remember? When they hear your name, how do they always remember you, okay? And it is done there are two things, in my opinion, that you can do, okay. You can try to create about yourself, which would make you a memorable person. The first thing is how to be an interesting person, okay. An interesting person is someone everyone likes to know, everyone likes to keep in touch with. So how to be an interesting person and someone who is impossible to forget, okay.
Here's proof. Integrity.
Just a moment. Let me scroll through my notes.
So I will make it simpler for you to start working on it. What would you, impossible to blank. Let me ask you a question.
Okay, so the two things that you could focus on. So one of them being like how to, as I said, an interesting person to know, a person impossible to forget. Okay. So I'll give you a scenario now. Okay. And because we are all looking at going into office, getting a job, getting a promotion, moving up, having a career. So I'll give you a scenario. It's an office scenario. Okay. So imagine over here that you are the boss. Okay. You're already a manager or you're a senior manager, and there is one position of a manager open under you. Okay. And there are lots of juniors in your office who you can promote to this position. Okay. Only one person will get the job, but there are two people, okay, who are in every way they are qualified. Okay. Their degree is almost the same, okay, and their work ethics are also very good. So, but the first person, I'll describe the first person to you, and then a second person I'll describe. So the first person is someone who is always very punctual, comes to office on time, but doesn't mind staying back in the evening to finish the work. He's very sincere about his work. His work is always on time. He's punctual with his work also. There are very, very less errors. Okay. He's someone who does not waste his time sitting in the office, talking here and there, left, right to anybody. He's always on hand with his work. He's always involved in his work. Even during coffee breaks, he takes his coffee, goes back to his seat. Okay, he sits there only, he has his coffee and he's working.
Viswanathan has joined the meeting alert. Manager in here. 2. He does not believe in wasting, generally found to be hard at work. Person B is good but not very punctual.
Okay, so this is the first person. The second person, the person B, okay, he's not exactly very punctual. Okay, he might come in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, sometimes 15 minutes also late. So when he comes in, he'll go to the seat, he'll deposit his things, he'll start his laptop. Then he goes off to get his coffee. When he goes to the coffee machine, if somebody is standing there, he also takes his coffee. He chats with them for 2-3 minutes when he's having his coffee, 4-5 minutes, he has a chat. He might say hi, hello to other people. And then he walks up to his workstation and he starts working.
He spends office time talking to his colleagues for some time.
But even when he's working, he's not fully, head is not inside the laptop, he's not working in the system. He's also chatting with the neighbor, like generally speaking, like when two people are talking, he might also say hello to them, speak to them.
His work is also good, but sometimes his submissions could be delayed. He usually takes long lunch breaks and catches up.
So when he goes out for lunch also, he takes a full 1 hour lunch break. He doesn't come back early. Okay. And that full 1 hour lunch break, he chats with everybody, even those people who are not in his department. Okay. To them also, he sits and talks. Okay. But he is the go-to person. If anybody has any trouble, whether it is office trouble or personal trouble, he is the go-to person. They'll go to him only for help. Okay. And most of the time, he's able to come up with solutions for their problems.
He's blank. He spends time solving personal problems. Blank. Who would you choose?
So if you are now imagine you are the manager who has to select one person for this position. So whom would you select? Person A or person B?
Person B.
Who's that? Who answered?
Me from Kashmir.
Kashmir. Okay. Person B, you say. Let's see what other people say. Then we'll take your answer. Anybody else?
Person A.
Okay. Who said person A?
I Mary.
Mary. Okay. So how many people for person A?
Ramakrishna also.
Person A. Okay.
Yes.
Person B,
Okay. Who is that?
Nivedita.
Nivedita. Okay.
Ma'am, person B, ma'am.
Person B. Who's this?
Vamshi Kumar, ma'am.
Vamshi Kumar. Okay. Who else? Person A, person B?
Ma'am, person A.
Person
India.
A. Sorry, your name is?
India, ma'am.
Inia. Okay. Anybody else?
Yes, ma'am.
Person B,
Person A.
ma'am.
Person A, that is Chandana, right?
No, Firdos.
Sorry, who?
Firdos.
Firdos. Okay. And person who's someone else said?
Arun here.
Yes, Arun. Yeah. What did you say? Person A or B?
Person B.
B. Okay. Anybody else would like to answer?
Explain that the right choice.
All right. So people who chose person A, can one person explain why person A?
Actually, why I chose person A is because he comes on time, he's very punctual, he does it work, he doesn't waste his time, he's very focused at work. That's the reason, because I am that character.
Okay. Okay. So among the people who answered person B, can someone explain why?
Because he has a good quality of helping others.
Okay. And anybody else would like to add to that? All right. Okay. So
He
in a
is one of
work,
the best person to be as a team manager,
yes.
to
Would you like,
handle a team.
yeah. Would you like to explain that, Arun? Why?
As a manager, we would look at a person who is helping in nature, who is understanding,
He should be understanding, yes.
Yes.
Ma'am,
and
and
he's a go-to person for everybody. Everybody
Yes.
looks up to him.
Yes. Yes. So that's the right answer also in this particular case. Because in an office environment, we are looking at not at a junior position, we're looking at a managerial position. So the person is not just going to work, the person is also going to lead the team. So he has to be someone who is able to connect with the team. Okay, because that's the first thing for a manager, is to connect with his team. Someone who knows to connect, someone who knows how to help some others, but also he should know his work. Okay, it's not like only someone who connects, but someone who also knows his work. So in this case, yes, so though he comes in late, little bit late, but his work is always good, right? That's the first thing I said. Both of them are equally qualified, both of them are equally good in their work. Okay, but the qualities for a manager, okay, this person B has the right qualities for a manager.
Because a manager is not someone who is connected with his team, is reliable, dependable, a leader who is trusted by his page 4 makes work and workplace safe and fun. So think about which qualities a person should build to make them interesting.
So here is where I'm going to give a question to you, and I'm going to give you some 2-3 minutes also to think about it.
So think about which qualities a person should build to make them interesting to know and impossible.
Okay, so we looked at the scenario and we heard about 2 people. Okay, so just take 2 minutes if needed and think of what qualities that you might want to develop in yourself. Okay, that will make you an interesting person to know and a person who is impossible to forget. You can take time, or if you already know, you can answer.
Ma'am, can I tell ma'am? Vamshi Kumar.
Yes, Vamshi, yeah, you can.
Ma'am, first thing is to be an interesting person, we should have a good communication and good helping nature.
Yes.
And whatever we talk, people don't need to get offended. Yes, ma'am. And while we talking, while we commenting any other things, we should give respectively, ma'am.
Yes.
And we no need to cheat and and like that we don't need to, ma'am. I mean. Man, we don't need to get a bad name from there. Like that, we should to be a interesting person.
Okay. Good. Thank you. Anybody else would like also to say something?
Ma'am, can I?
Yes.
Mama,
One
I would
minute.
like to go after her.
Who's speaking now? Give your name and speak. Then it'll be easy for me to connect you.
Can I start?
Sorry?
Nivedita.
Tell your name also.
Nivedita. Yeah, Nivedita, yes.
I want to be more empathetic towards the people who are talking to me, and I don't want to hurt them.
Okay.
Then I want to do as much help which I could do for them.
Okay.
May I?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. This is Firdaus here.
Yes, Firdaus, yeah.
And the qualities which I feel would make me an interesting person is humor.
Okay.
And also, I personally feel it is very important for me to be myself and not fake anything in order to impress others, because whatever is fake will be revealed sooner or later.
Yes. Anybody else?
Hi, Anandhi.
Yeah, hi.
Arun here.
Yes, Arun.
Okay. I know it might sound like boasting, but when I come from Chennai, and I have multiple sclerosis.
Okay.
And I was lucky enough to participate in a couple of fashion shows.
Okay.
Okay. And when I was participating in those fashion shows, I use a walking stick to walk because of my balance issues.
Okay.
And because of that, I walk the ramp with the walking stick. And the person who was the girl who was the lady who was walking with me was an actress. Okay. And after meeting her and getting to know her and understanding her and told her what my situation was, I started being called the man with the walking stick.
Nice.
And in the fashion circle in Chennai, I was called the man with the walking stick. Today, MSSI, that's Multiple Sclerosis Society of India, also knows me as the man with the walking stick, because you'll never see me without the walking stick.
Wow, that's very interesting.
So that was, the moment you started talking about brand building, I thought it's such an interesting topic, and I was able to.
I'm sure, but that's both for you, right? Interesting person and an impossible person to forget.
Yes.
So basically, yeah, that's what it is. What you all of you are saying. In this, for this question, basically there are no right or wrong answers. Okay, we all look at our own selves in our own individual ways. Okay, but what we do to become interesting, I'll give you some thoughts which are like ideas that are going around. Is nowadays the young professionals, youngsters, not even professional, youngsters outside. Okay, earlier there was traditional way of building your career, a traditional way of building yourself. Okay, where you basically go to a mainstream school, you go through your 10th board, your 12th board, go to a college, finish your graduation, do a post graduation, find a job. Okay, and that was a very traditional, conventional way of building your career. And then once you get a job, it's more about growing in that job. But now the new wave of thinking is that you're no longer looking at merely acquiring your degrees, not merely just getting through your 10th and 12th and on your PUC and things, but there is a the new way of to build a profile. Okay, where you might learn an instrument, you might learn many instruments, you might learn a new skill, you might learn languages, you might travel, you might make friends, you could have a cause, a social cause that you stand up for. Okay, so these are opportunities in one way to make yourself an interesting person, because the more experiences you have, you go to a new place, there are more you can talk about. If you do many things, or if you do one particular thing on a deep level, you can always talk about it, and that makes you an interesting person to know. At the same time, when you keep on, so one way is to build your profile, one way, and that getting to do new things. And this is another way in which people are building their careers. They're no longer looking at simply getting a degree. Someone who wants to be a traveler, okay, starts traveling, starts blogging about it, starts sharing photos about it, makes videos on travels. Okay, someone who likes cooking, for example, is no longer just cooking at home. They have made it into a career where they are inventing new recipes, they're cooking it, they're shooting it, they're putting it on YouTube, they're promoting it all over the place. And these are ways in which you make yourself an interesting person to know, a person who is impossible to forget, because you are building your profile. Okay, you are building yourself. And while doing it, okay, we are also at the same time, we are, sorry, one second.
To forget. There are blank. Now let us go to a story.
And while we live our lives, okay, we also face challenges, okay, and the way how we live through those challenges, how we overcome those challenges, okay, how we stand up for what we are, okay, these also add in a big way to what your personal brand is. Now to understand this better, okay, how I'll tell you a story, okay. This is a story of a lady. Her name is Payal. When she was a little girl, she had a normal life, like a regular life. She was in a regular family, going to a regular school. She had a regular childhood, everything regular, okay, like everybody else. So Payal always loved to cook. She dreamed of becoming a chef. She went on to study in a hotel management institute, a prestigious premium institute. She studied there and she got her degree in hotel management and she got placed in a very good hotel, in international, in a five-star hotel kind of place. When she was working there and life was looking very good for her, life threw a googly at her. So Payal contracted a brain fever, okay, and it was such a severe brain fever that not only she lost her sight, she lost her vision, but she also lost all the senses. She could not see, she could not hear, she could not smell, she could not taste, she could not touch. So you can imagine what kind of life it had become for her, where the communication lines are totally broken. There is no way to communicate with somebody around. There is no way to communicate your thoughts, your emotions, and there is no way to understand what's going on around. Because at least, if you're able to hear, you would hear people talking to you. If you're able to touch, maybe you would be able to feel that people are holding your hand or pressing your hand or patting your back. But nothing. No sight, no smell, no sound, no taste, no touch. It was a very, very, very difficult situation. And it took her some time and some alternative medication, some treatment, because of which she was able to gain back her touch, her taste, and her smell, but not her sight. She remained totally blind. She has also regained her hearing only in one ear. She couldn't hear from the other ear. Payal had had a very regular life until that point. She didn't know what disability was. She didn't know how to cope with it. She didn't know what other disabled people did, how other blind people lived, how other deaf people lived, what to do. It was really the bottom of the pit for her. But she didn't stop there. She started looking around because now she had at least a sense of touch. At least she could hear, even if only with one ear. At least she was able to smell and taste. So she started looking around, looking for options. And slowly she found options. She found a place where she could learn to braille. She found a place where they taught her to use braille, to use software. And Payal was able to come back, at least partially. She had been a trained chef, but the industry, the restaurant, the cooking industry was completely closed to her. When a person can't see, when they can't hear, it's very difficult. At least the people believe that it is very difficult for them to enter a kitchen and cook. Lots of things are said. Oh, you can't see, you can't hear. How will you know? How will you make out what is it? How will you know what is the color? What is the texture? How do you know if the food is burning? How do you know if the fire is on or off? She faced all these questions. And so she did not go to that industry. She chose another job. She worked for years, but she didn't have that satisfaction. She always felt that this is not what she wanted in life. She did not want to accept. She did not want to accept the other people's decisions. She didn't want to accept what other people decided for her. She wanted to be able to make her own decisions, to do what she wanted to do. So at some point, Payal decided enough was enough. She was going to find her true identity. She was going to find what she wanted to do, and she was going to build herself. Then Payal came to know about a WhatsApp group. It was a group where blind people connected and discussed about cooking. So she joined that group. When she joined that group, she suddenly realized what a great strength she had. She was not an amateur cook who had learned it only at home. She was a trained professional cook. She knew the theory of cooking. She knew why these so many different types of spoons are there, for example. She could talk about the difference between a slotted spoon and a simple spoon. She could talk about different utensils. She could talk about different masalas. She could talk about different groceries, about different ingredients. She knew how to mix them, how to match them, how to come up with interesting recipes. And she started posting these on the group. And suddenly she had lots of followers on the WhatsApp group. And they encouraged Payal. They said, why don't you put it up on YouTube? Why don't you start a YouTube channel? So Payal started making videos, how blind people can cook. And she had her own YouTube channel. It's called Rasoi Ke Rahasya. And that channel has to date hundreds of videos on cooking. And when all these videos went up and Payal became popular in that field, BBC came to her. BBC was making a podcast on cooks with visual impairments. They were looking for 3 people. It was a global documentary. They wanted to feature 3 people from across the world. And Payal is one of them. She was featured in a BBC podcast.
She grew up interested in. She got brain. Keep having the knowledge.
Let's sit with the story for a minute. So now would someone like to share what is their takeaway from the story?
Hi, Anandhi.
Hi. May
What I thought now, if you take your passion as profession, you will do much better. That's what I understood about this story.
Oh, thank you. Very good.
Yeah. Thank you for the very informative talk.
Thanks. Anybody else? What is your takeaway from the story?
Yes, ma'am. It's Sinia here. Her determination let her decide what she wanted.
Yes.
So, yeah. What I learned was determination. Anyway, I mean, if there is a determination, it leads us where we want it.
Yes. Anybody else would like to share?
Can I?
Yeah.
And people need to identify their interest and work on that to get
Very
success.
good. Yeah, someone else was talking.
I'm Nivedita.
Yeah, Nivedita.
If we are more passionate about anything, there is no barrier to achieving that.
Yes. Anybody else?
Yes, after accepting disability, yeah, anyone can do what he or she wants to do in future.
Yes.
Main is accepting the disability.
Yes. Anyone else would like to share?
And also now she is a pioneer who is showing path for many visually challenged students or people to in cooking field.
True.
K. Vamsi Kumar has left the meeting.
Anybody else?
Finding inter.
Ma'am, I would like to speak.
Yeah.
For those here. So what I personally feel is, as a differently abled person, I feel I would like to give a deaf ear to people and move on with what I personally plan to do. So I aspire to become a psychologist. And what I personally understand is, when people tell us something, they think that is meant for us. It's from their
Right.
point of view.
Yes.
So, okay, fair enough. Not their fault. All that we could do is just give a deaf ear and move on. And to take one more step forward, we got to play chess with them. Like, we never announce our moves to the opponent. We just do it.
We just do it. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Very good. Very good thoughts. Anybody else? So for me, the key takeaways from this story, okay, as I look at it as also as a brand, as building your personal brand, is that first having the knowledge. When you want to become something, you need to have the knowledge. So here I look at it, first thing is, has she had the required knowledge? Then she had the courage to work towards it,
Finding her network or community, not being a.
to find her strengths, to move forward, and to also connect, to find a network, her community, okay, a community where they, a community to support, a community that encourages, a community that cheers her, okay, and having the right support, the right network. These also play key roles in our growth.
Reconnecting with her core strengths, believing in herself, not afraid to try, not following her dreams, having. Line feed. What are your key spelling error takeaways?
So with this, we come to the end of this story and also the end of my talking. So now I can take any questions.
That brings us to the end of our story.
So if anyone has any questions, you're most welcome to ask.
Raise hand alert.
Mary was raised her hand.
Good evening, Anandhi.
Yes, Mary, yeah.
Actually, what I learned from your session is the person you spoke in the session. So confident and very confident in what you do, and you have a clear vision and you follow that vision. That what takeaway that I learned from this session. And if you have a passion, pursue that. And your determination and your commitment towards it. That's what I learned.
Great.
God bless you. All the best for future sessions.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Do you have
much.
any questions?
No. I have just appreciation for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Mary Florence Frida has lowered hand alert. Mary Florence Frida has left the meeting alert. Tiarnia Silk has left the meeting alert.
If there are no more questions, we can close the session. Hello?
That blank. That brings us to end of our story in my
Hello?
Zoom meeting row 1 column 2. Zoom, this meeting is being live streamed by staying in this meeting. You can send to me. Arun Mohan Anandhi has joined.
Hello.
Anybody's there? I can't hear anyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Everyone
we
are
are all there.
Okay, there's so much silence. I thought I dropped out or something.
Anybody have questions?
No.
Yeah. Justin, sir?
Yeah,
So you can-
Chandana, call me.
Yeah.
Any questions, Justin?
That I can think of.
Ah. So you can stop the live streaming, I think, and then we can.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Anandhi
Yeah,
ma'am,
yeah.
for the wonderful session.
Very nice session.
Thank you. Stop the live streaming, then we can talk.
Yeah. Anybody else want to ask any questions?
Anandhi, it was brilliant.
Oh,
Brilliant.
wow. Thank you.
That is Arun, our life coach.
Yeah.
And he is the current secretary and he will be the next president.
Next president. Wow. Congratulations, Arun.
Thank you. Thank you, Anandhi.
So did you all really like it?
I liked it
It
very
was-
much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
It was really nice.
Gokul, you're silent. You can say hi. Gokul also is from Chennai.
Oh. Hi, Gokul.